Good Tuesday morning, everyone, and we welcome you in to Osceola, Florida for day 4 of the NJCU 2019 baseball spring trip. Today we are at a new venue. We're at the former home of the Houston Astros spring training, Osceola Heritage Park here in Kissimmee, Florida, as the Gothic Knights. There you see them, their pregame huddle as they take on the Storm of Simpson College. The Gothic Knights coming off their first win of the year as they scored 3 times in the first inning yesterday and knocked off Concordia Moorhead by a score of 5-1. Simpson Storm out of Indianola, Iowa. Members of the American Rivers Conference. They are 3-0 on the year. They will be the visiting team in today's game as the Gothic Knights look for another win. I'm going to be joined on the broadcast today by the noisemaker, Sean Gibney, yesterday's starting pitcher in Game 1 against RIT. Good morning, Sean.
Hey, how's it going?
Let's give you the starting lineups for NJCU. Let's take a look at the fielding for the Knights. Of course, it didn't, save on here, so I can't show it to you. That's unfortunate. So I'll tell you about it. As behind the plate will be Anthony Palmasano, and getting the start for the first time is going to be junior transfer Ian Ambrose. At first base, Ricky Voss, yesterday named the NJAC Rookie Player of the Week. Tom Pulsini is at second base. The shortstop is Nick Legato, and at third, getting the start at third today, is Mike Albunia. Left fielder, with Bill Fien out with an injury, is Leo Colon. Jesse Crafts, the center fielder, and Juan Pena is in right. For Simpson, Noah Sacco will lead off and play left field. Colton Arnold, the first baseman, bats second. Truman Schmidt, DH, hitting third. And Josh Breitbarth, the catcher, he's the cleanup hitter. Brendan Urias is the second baseman, batting fifth. Nathan Carlin is the shortstop, hitting sixth. Matthew Marquez, the right fielder, bats seventh, with Devin Krieger at third base. And Tyrese Moore, the center fielder, batting 8th and 9th. Zach Hollingsworth will pitch today for Simpson. A single 9-inning game here. About 68 degrees and cloudy skies here in what was supposed to be the Sunshine State, but not very sunny right now.
This is actually the first time I've seen clouds here in all of my Florida trips, and it's kind of heartbreaking.
We do not have a scoreboard in the stadium today, so we're going to have to keep track on the broadcast, and hopefully I can multitask. And yeah, I got a pitcher with me, so you can help me.
Absolutely.
Sean Gibney started Game 1 yesterday. I think you struck out 5.
I did. Struck out 5.
Struck out 5, and that's normally good enough to win.
Yeah, you know, the walks killed us yesterday, Game 1, but we came back Game 2. And we showed everyone what we can do, so we're going to do the same today and tomorrow.
The 1-1 inside. Home plate umpire is Ed Collins, Rob Reed in the field. What do you want? Can you tell us about Ian Ambrose, first start for NJCU, probably the number 2 pitcher in the rotation?
Ian's very good. You know, we got a lot of great OCC guys. They're really going to just help us in games where we need pitching. You know, McFarland, Ambrose, Fernando, you know, those are guys you need, you know, because they can just eat up innings, and they all have great stuff. So,
well, Sacco, the leadoff hitter, walks, and that will bring up Arnold. Simpson is 3-0 on the year. All their wins coming down here in Florida. They beat Utica in a doubleheader on Sunday, 10-0 and 1-0. Back-to-back shutouts yesterday. Much more offensive game, 11-10 win over Curry. That was here in Kissimmee. So after a first pitch ball, 1-0 after they check on the runner at first base.
You know, it's amazing. I can't hear anything going on behind me. I can only hear you.
Is that a good thing?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's technology for you, I guess.
2-0. The amazing thing is that we're doing this basically with very rural conditions, I guess you could say.
Oh yeah.
I had to run a pretty lengthy extension cord just to get power, and we are broadcasting from a picnic table behind home plate. That is a called strike. Not kidding. Are we actually sitting on a picnic table?
This is a wooden picnic table.
This is not a press box. This is not a platform. I really have nowhere to put the camera except on a tripod behind home plate, and we have another one there as we see the runner at first. Oh, camera moved. Well, there you see the infield. This is directly in front of the NJCU dugout, which means at some point today it will be hit by a foul ball and I will be crying. Ground ball over to Legato, who charges. Flips to Pulsini for one. And that will be it as a hard slide by Sacco breaks up the play. So a 2-1 count, that will be a forced play. And Sacco retired 6-4 with Arnold reaching. That will bring up Truman Schmidt. He is the DH in the lineup, hitting .692 so far on the season, their top hitter. 9 hits in 13 at-bats, 2 doubles, 1 homer. Pretty healthy, 1.077 slugging percentage. That off of the glove to Pulsini, and into center field. The runner is going to try to advance, and he is back safely.
It was a hard hit ball, tough play, definitely backhand.
Yeah, that's going to be a base hit, right back up the middle. Pulsini had a chance on the first pitch. That is a tough play for sure. So single up the middle by Schmidt. And Arnold to second. So Schmidt and Arnold on base, and that will bring up the catcher Josh Breitbarth. Junior out of Hilo, Hawaii.
Interesting.
Don't see too many Hawaii kids in Iowa. That's certainly a change of pace.
Yeah, it's quite the travel for him too.
I don't know how many direct flights there are from Honolulu to Des Moines. And first pitch by Ambrose is a called. Is this strike?
I think so, yeah.
How's this strike? I'm gonna need you to help me focus today. It's 9:15 in the morning. Normally I'd be dropping my daughter off a little bit around this time. That's fouled off to our right, 0-2.
You know, the good thing about Ambrose is that he doesn't let it get too deep. He attacks his zone very well. You're not going to see him walk too many guys. I was actually shocked he walked the first guy, but, you know, he's going to bear down right here, so that's all that matters.
Ambrose, fastball, changeup, slider, pretty much his repertoire. Throw down to third. And he is in safely on a wild pitch. Runner at first has to stay. So that should be 1-2.
You know, Coach Smith actually schedules some really good games down here. You know, these are all NJAC caliber teams for sure. I mean, you can just tell by the height of some of these kids that we play. Like, they're just gigantic compared to us. We're not really a...
Liner to left field. Cologne reaches up, makes the catch. That will bring in a run on the sacrifice fly. Ball gets away from Albunia. Simpson on board. 1-0 here in the first.
And we always say in the dugout, you need one to win anyway.
So a line out to left field. That's a sac fly and an RBI. Bringing in Arnold, and Urias will be the batter. First hit of the game was the single up the middle. That's a ball in the dirt, and then a sac fly helps the Storm get on the board first here on a cloudy day here in Florida. And on a ball in the dirt, and reset the scoreboard, 1-0. That is popped in the air, foul territory. Voss is going to give it a look. but it is out of play about 5 feet behind the dugout.
Yeah, you know, Ricky's another guy that's just helping this team anymore. You know, Berardi is a huge loss from last year. I mean, obviously he was our power hitter, he was our go-to guy when we needed a big hit. You know, Ricky, although being a freshman, you know, he's there mentally, and he's going to get after it this year for sure.
Fouled back towards the cage. And 1-2. Obviously, lost big-time responsibilities here, replacing a 4-year starting first baseman. Berardi would either be first baseman or DH every game. Really never had a day off when he wasn't injured. And ended up being one of the great offensive players in school history. That's off of the glove of Palmisano. That will be a pass ball. So Schmidt advances, and that gives the Storm another runner in scoring position. Pretty breezy morning here in Florida, as this one is lined towards the gap. That's a base hit. That will bring in a run. 2-0 Simpson on the RBI by Urias. So a single to left center and an RBI. Schmidt scores that is currently unearned, depending what else happens this inning. And that will bring up Carlin. And first pitch is ball 1. Nathan Carlin, a 6-foot, 180-pound senior out of Huxley, Iowa. Simpson members of the newly rebranded American Rivers Conference, formerly known as the Iowa Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. I really love the name of the new league. I think Absolutely. They did a great job kind of reinventing themselves. Also what happens now is they are at the top of the alphabet. They go from the middle to the top when you look at the alphabetical list of all the leagues in the country.
Yeah, they added some out-of-state teams, if that's correct.
So a 4-pitch walk. And that gives runners at first and second. Still 2 outs here in the top of inning number 1. So runners in first and second, and that will bring up number 32, Matthew Marquez. 5'8", 185-pound freshman out of West Covina, California. That was ball 1.
You know, the big thing for a pitcher right now is just to stay focused on the zone. You know, can't really worry about the runners here, because 2 outs, just got to attack the batter at this point. Obviously, you want to hit your spots, but, you know, the runner's not important at the moment, you know. So, like, right there.
So, a 1-2 count here by Ambrose. Trying to get out of a jam here in his first appearance. Just outside, 2-2.
Not by much, not by much. A couple of my friends from Salve Regina are playing in the stadium right now. They said it's beautiful.
That is where we will be tomorrow for the final day of this trip, as that is fouled back towards us.
Yeah, I met these guys in the Beach Collegiate Baseball League one summer. It was 2 summers ago. You know, great experience going down there. I went with Jesse Kraft, actually. You know, a lot of great talent down there. Kid from Duke hit a home run off me. I still don't think it landed yet, but, you know, it's all part of the experience.
Did he stay in his sneakers?
I think so.
Strike 3 looking as Marquez becomes the first strikeout victim, and NJCU gets out of the inning. So Marquez down on strikes. Carlin and Urias are left on base. And that second run is indeed unearned on the pass ball. 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 left on. The Gothic Knights coming up here in the bottom of the first. We'll have the lineup for you in just a moment. We're back here in Kissimmee, Florida. I think that's how you say it. As the Gothic Knights and Simpson here in the bottom of the first inning. The Gothic Knights will bat for the first time. There you see the lineup on your screen. Tom Pulsini, who started the year a little further down the lineup with Juan Pena leading off to start the year. Well, they flipped it yesterday and it was successful, so they'll do it again. Tom Pulsini leads off and plays second. Jesse Kraft bats second. He's in center. Nick Legato, the shortstop, bats third. And Juan Pena, the DH, the cleanup hitter, in right field. Matt Corsi's the DH, hitting fifth. Mike Albunia, the third baseman, bats sixth. Ricky Voss will slide down to the number 7 spot at first base. Anthony Palmisano, the catcher, hits 8th. And Leo Colon rounds it out, the left fielder, batting 9th.
You know, I really like Tom in the leadoff spot because that's just a guy who, you know, he's always going to go down swinging. He's going to hit the baseball hard, and, you know, he's excellent with running the bases. So.
The first pitch from Zach Hollingsworth, the right-handed freshman making his first career start, 6 foot 170 out of Des Moines, Iowa. Also plays outfield. As he calls time, Tom Pulsini does. Let's take a look at the lineup. Hollingsworth throws to Breitbarth, Arnold at first, Urias at second, Carlin at short, and Krieger at third. In the outfield, it's Sacco in left, Moore in center, and Marquez in right. And that is ball 2. Man, this computer's got so dusty from being out here in baseball. It was so clean during basketball season.
All part of the job, huh?
Popped in the air, foul, off to our left. Somebody better yell heads up because that nearly takes out a fan. I'm looking at the ball. Can't really yell heads up myself because I will deafen everybody at home. And I see a guy's back is to the field, goes through a tree and lands about a foot from his head. That's a little scary. 3-1.
Big hitters count right now.
Game 2 yesterday, Fernando Guerrero made his first start for the Knights and was lights out. 8 strikeouts in 7 innings, allowed just 3 hits and no runs as Tom Pulsini works a leadoff walk here. And then John Putter, who I think has worked his way into be the team's closer, the freshman transfer from Misericordia, came in and got the final 6 outs, allowed just 1 hit. That 1 hit was a double. That accounted for the only run for Concordia Moorhead, but a 5-1 win and a save for Putter, a dominant win. As Guerrero, we only have him for 1 year, but man, he looks good.
Oh man, I mean, he's got to be our best pitcher since Delio. You know. Oh yeah, my bad.
I was gonna say, he's a transfer from Marshall. Played 2 years there.
Yeah, played 2 years there. You know, he left. I'm not really sure about the situation, but you know, he left and went to OCC for a year. Did pretty well there too. His numbers are pretty good, and you know, now he's gonna be a big-time NJAC starter.
2-0 Simpson here, bottom of the first inning. Ira Thor joined by the legend Sean Gibney.
You know, I'm not sure if you know this, Jesse Kraft's older brother actually plays professional baseball, and he's working on playing again soon because the pro league he went to is only a 2-year league. It's mainly for guys like just to get seen basically, but a very competitive league. Jersey City native TJ Ward is actually playing in it right now. He had his first year last year.
What league is this?
I'm not sure the name of it. It's a league out of Michigan. It's not a big league. It's a 4-team league, but you know, with having an older brother like Jack, you know, like Jesse just learns the game that much more.
Jesse Kraft, a former high school teammate of yours, and that's line to left field, and it's going to roll towards the wall. Pulsini around second, on his way to third, and he will stop there. Pulsini aboard with a double here in the first inning. So on a 1-0 pitch, that is a double to left field.
Jesse Kraft, big pull hitter, always has been. You know, high school, just about every double he hit was down the left field line. He was transferred from Nutley High School when we were juniors, transferred into St. Mary's, and you know, we knew right then and there we got a great player coming. So, you know, he was a great piece to the puzzle, especially our senior year.
And then when he heard Sean was playing at NJCU, he had to come as well. Nick Legato, second-team All-Region performer a year ago, steps to the plate, trying to get himself going this year. And first pitch is a called strike.
You know, I think if Legato did the dishes more, it would help him focus at the plate.
So you're saying that somebody is not doing their part in the suite?
Not the suite, the baseball department.
Oh, you guys live together? To be a fly on the wall of that.
Yeah. You know, we had Bill live there last year, but Bill, you know, he had to get an Elizabeth address because he is currently trying to be an Elizabeth firefighter, just like his father.
That's in the dirt. 1 and 2. So who lives in this baseball house?
So the baseball apartment is me. I've been there for 4 years now. Now Legato. We have Corey Nace. We also have Jesse Kraft. And unfortunately, he can't be here with us because he's about to be a Jersey City police officer. We also have Anthony Carfora.
Yeah, Anthony Carfora forego his senior season of baseball because he's joining the police academy on April 1st. Off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be a big loss for us, Anthony Carfora. He might even be watching right now because he's been keeping up with basically everything. So, Anthony, if you're watching, what's going on, man? We miss you over here.
Anthony, a multi-year starter for the Knights. He would probably be number 2 or 3 pitcher had he stayed on the team. Legato, fly ball, center field. This will bring in a run. Making the catch out in deep center field is Moore. Pulsini scores, Kraft to third. It's 2-1. So a productive out, the first out of the inning, and an RBI for Nick Legato. For Nick Legato, that is amazingly his first RBI of the season.
you know, a little bit of a slow start for not only him, but a lot of the players on our team. But you know what? This competition is great, and it's going to really show how much this helps us once NJACs start. Not to mention the first game, the kid was sitting 88 to 91 miles an hour. So, I mean, that's basically what you're going to see in the NJAC, you know, like pitchers from Rowan, Kane, Rutgers, Camden. They all throw about mid 80s to low 90s, so.
1 ball, 1 strike count to the right fielder, the cleanup hitter, Juan Pena. Pena hitting .235 in the season with 2 RBIs. That's in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, Breitbarth.
See, the worst thing about the Florida trip is we go from amazing weather, even this, you know, we'll take this on any day compared to the weather in Jersey. But, you know, I don't think it was too bad yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was around like 55.
And it's now in the 30s. I was calling my wife on the drive over this morning at about 7:15. And it was pretty chilly, but it's supposed to warm up and be close to 60 at the end of the week, so there is an outside chance we will get the game in on Sunday against Wesley. Chopper to the left of home plate and foul. That'll be 3-2. 2-1, Simpson leads American Rivers Conference against the New Jersey Athletic Conference. That can only happen here in Iowa because it's too far of a drive during the regular season. NJCU playing 6 games down here in Florida over 5 days before returning north. Softball is playing 12 games in a week down here. Today's their only off day. A couple big innings yesterday was their downfalls. They lost to both Western Connecticut and Leslie, their first ever meeting with Western Connecticut, and the first time they played Leslie since 2001.
You know, mounds like this are the worst because you have to wait for, obviously, what the pitcher's doing right now, getting the dirt out of his cleats. There's absolutely no traction out there. You know, Ian Ambrose came out here and did the same exact thing, just beating his cleats against the wall.
Field umpire Rob Reed's even out there to assist. So it'd be a full count here to Juan Pena with Matt Corsi on deck. Fly ball here would tie the game. Base hit would do the same. Here's the pitch. Ground ball through the left side for an RBI single for Juan Pena. Jesse Kraft scores. Pena aboard with a 1-out RBI, and we're tied at 2 runs apiece.
You know, this year the hitter's been working on something a little different. Basically the same philosophy. Obviously, Coach Andrew Otterberg left, but you know, Coach Ross Alkius, great guy, very good hitter in you know, high school and even college. Fun fact, I actually played with Coach Ross when we were younger, so when I heard he was coming aboard, I was very excited. I knew exactly what he was going to bring to the table, and, you know, slow start, but it's definitely going to show.
I'll tweet this highlight out as Matt Corsi steps to the plate. What do you want to say? Juan Pena with an RBI single in the bottom of the first. And NJCU baseball ties it at 2-2 as Jesse Kraft scores. We have the ability now to actually tweet out live highlights while the game is going on.
See, we're very dangerous when we have runners on because, you know, when we're even on base, we're working the pitcher to a T. As you can see, he's stepped off quite a few times this inning. Yep, there he goes.
There goes Pena. He's fast. He steals as the ball gets away.
As you can see right there.
Yeah, Pena steals. That pitch was a ball, I believe.
Yep. Just low in the dirt.
And the Gothnets with another runner in scoring position. So Pena on the season now with 3 steals and 4 chances. The only caught stealing, and I'll explain it after this pitch, happened in yesterday's game against Concordia Moorhead. The 1-0. Corsi with a sky-high foul off to the right. That will be out of play. So So in the 9th inning yesterday, NJCU added a pair of insurance runs. They were both unearned. Pena would have actually been out at third on a stolen base attempt. The third baseman dropped the ball. It was actually kicked out of the glove by Pena on the slide, but he dropped the ball. Should have been out, inning should have been over. So because of that, by rule, not only is the run unearned when he eventually scored, it goes down as a caught stealing and an error. So that's the only time Pena's been caught this year. He won't be caught too many times. He is the fastest player in the team.
Nick, but he's definitely second.
You think Nick's faster?
Absolutely.
Really?
Nick is unbelievably fast, and I think that stems from playing soccer in high school. He was a 3-year varsity starter on his soccer team at Spotswood.
All right, so we are gonna have a challenge later this season. We're gonna do a 40 race between Legato and Pena, and we're gonna stream that. There goes Pena, and he is out. So a 2-5 caught stealing for just the second time this year. So now 2 away, and I think it's a 2-2 count.
You know, tough situation there. Obviously, the stolen base would be great there, but on a base hit, he's going to be scoring anyway. So, was it the best read? Probably not, but you know, he's just being aggressive, and that's fine.
And we had the wrong count because umpire's not giving us the count here. So.
Right. And the lack of scoreboard.
Yeah, this is making it a little challenging. So let me go back and reset the pitch count. So it actually would have been 3-1.
Michael Albunia stepping up into a bigger role this year. Last year was mainly used as a pinch hitter late in games, and you know, he always pulled through for us. But you know, this year he's got him catching, playing third,
DH.
Yeah.
And obviously he right now will need to kind of be the backup catcher, although Juan Pena can also catch. Colon could probably catch as well, but with the injury to Luigi Luna, Anthony Palmisano, you can't catch every day. That's one position you really just can't play every day. And yesterday they split time. Palmisano played game 1, and Albunia caught the second game to give Anthony at least 1 game off.
Yeah, I mean, and plus the heat down here just kills these catchers. I mean, I was drenched in sweat after I came out, just being on the mound. I can't imagine these guys being suited up in gear.
You get drenched in sweat just watching an NJCU basketball game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Got to give it our all for those guys. You know, tough to see them go down in the tournament and in the NJAC final, but you know what? They had a great run this year.
One ball count here. That's high.
You know, surprisingly, Simpson doesn't have anyone warming up in their pen. They must have a lot of faith in this starter.
Close to the first inning.
Yeah, it's the first inning, but you never know how far it could go, you know what I mean?
Hollingsworth against Albunia. That's low. And it should be 3-0.
Yep, 3-0 count here.
See if the Gothic Knights can work out back-to-back walks.
You know, Ricky Voss batting, he's on deck. He's batting a little later in the lineup today, but if anything, that just gives us some more depth. It's ball 4, but swung at it.
He's actually saying it's 2 strikes.
Really? I thought we had a 3-0 count for sure. Yeah, maybe I was wrong.
And that's stripped to right field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Corsi will go to second. And the Gothic Knights have 2 men on board here. So a single to right for Abunya. Corsi goes to second. Pena probably would have scored had he not been thrown out. That's the difference between a tie game right now and the Gothic Knights with the lead. Ricky Voss will try to bring in the go-ahead run.
Right, that's what I meant by him attempting that stolen base. You know, on that hit right there, he would have been scoring for sure.
Does Pena typically have a green light?
Oh yeah, I mean, as you said, he's like one of the fastest on the team, so he most of the time does get the green light when it comes to stealing bases. And he's very good with it too. He's very good at shaking the pitcher up a little bit. Base running routine we do every practice we have, 10-minute section. You know.
I forgot about that rule there. Umpire Ed Collins says that's their first defensive conference. You're allowed 6 now?
It's 3 from the coach, 3 for the players. I'm pretty sure that's the new rule.
Designed to speed up the game, I suppose.
Yeah, do I agree with it? Not really, but you know, baseball's getting all technical, as you can see from even the MLB.
It's not too long probably before the pitcher has a a headset like the quarterback. Obviously, that would present some other issues, but I could see the day where that happens.
Yeah, my one big pet peeve about the pitching now in the MLB is that there's a pitch timer. The only thing I do agree with is that I'm pretty sure the timer stops after the pitcher comes set. It's a 20-second timer. I mean, they shouldn't take that long anyway, but
so Ricky Voss, the NJAC Rookie Hitter of the Week, found out midday yesterday. He got the award, and a couple of awards for the Gothic Knights yesterday. Haven't had a chance to write the stories yet because we've been down here running around, but Voss was the Rookie of the Week in baseball. Laura Ford got the Rookie Hitter of the Week in softball. And Sam Toney has been named first team All-Region by D3Hoops.com. He's also will be the Atlantic Region Player of the Year, which is going to give him a very good opportunity to be an All-American when that's announced this weekend.
You know, that guy is just unbelievable.
Ground ball. Coming over is the first baseman, Arnold, and he flips it in time to the pitcher as the inning does come to a close. Nearly slid it through the gap, but NJCU still is able to tie it here in the bottom of the first inning. So Simpson scores 2 times in the top half of the inning. The Gothic Knights draw even in the bottom of the inning. We go to the second, even at 2-2 here in Kissimmee, Florida. Back here for the second inning, NJCU and Simpson even at 2 runs apiece. And it will be Kreger, the third baseman, due up for Simpson. First pitch called strike. And Ambrose ahead now 0-2. It'll be Kreger, Moore, and then top of the order, Noah Sacco. Off the plate, 1-2. Ambrose out of Brick, New Jersey. Hit in the air. Right field, Pena has to retreat. It's going to be over his head and roll towards the track. Stopping at second with a leadoff double will be Kreger. That will bring up Tyrese Moore, the center fielder. We'll see how Ambrose deals with a runner at second base. And the first pitch to Moore is a called strike. This is Moore's first action of the season. Simpson has played 3 games, all down here in Florida. Fouls this one off over the building behind us. Is actually where the batting cages are. Tyrese Moore, this is his first career game, a 5'11", 155-pound freshman out of Waukee, Iowa. There you see Ian Ambrose making his first start for the Knights, the transfer junior right-handed pitcher out of Brick, New Jersey, Brick Memorial High School. And he's hit by a pitch is Moore. And that will give the Storm runners on first and second. So nobody on, or nobody out, 2 men on. It'll be the top of the order here for Noah Sacco, the left fielder. Sacco walked in his first plate appearance today. Left-handed hitter. You can hear the wind whipping through my mic. That is low, gloved by Palmisano. Sacco, 5'11", 170-pound sophomore, out of Peyton Manning's favorite city, Omaha. Go back to first. Oh, just beating his Moore. Nearly picked him off. One ball, no strikes. Top of the second inning. Ambrose deals, that's high. And there'll be a visit here by Nick Cesare, the Gothic Knight pitching coach, walking out of the first base dugout. Nick's dad, Bob, is on the trip. And we have to give him a huge shout out. He's cooked us dinner twice. A couple nights ago, had I guess like a London broil with baked potato and salad. There's still a lot of salad left, surprisingly. Shocker that we have salad left. And then yesterday, a homemade beef chili. So I'm sitting there after a long day of baseball, about 9 hours worth. Got back to our condo that we were staying in to see head coach Jerry Smith, as I am staying with both Smith and Cesare and Raj Subramanian. And also brand new NJCU hitting coach Ross Halkias. I'm sitting there writing the story last night. I got a bowl of chili, and I'm eating ice cream that I had picked up from 7-Eleven, which you can walk to from where we're staying. Literally, it's about half a mile away, 5-minute walk. Probably not the best thing for the waistline, but you only live once. And is ball 2. You're watching Gothic Vision. We are live from Kissimmee, Florida. As a called strike, 2-1. Throw back to first, got him this time! As NJCU picks off the runner at first. So Moore is picked off 1-3 for out number 1. Kreger still at second. Throw over the second, and unable to pick off a runner at second on this play. So with Kreger standing at second base, representing the go-ahead run for the Storm. Ambrose paying a little bit of attention to him. That is a fly ball. Center field carrying, Kraft drifting back. He will make the catch. Kreger will tag, and with 2 outs, runners at third. Two away for Arnold, the first baseman. And that's low. That is gonna come to center. Oh, Kraft coming in and able to run and make the catch as NJCU gets out of trouble. Ian Ambrose gets a line drive to Jesse Kraft. Arnold hit it well, but Kraft able to read it off the bat. Gothic Knights able to strand a runner at third. Simpson threatens, cannot pull ahead. The Gothic Knights 2 up here in the bottom of the second. Back here for the bottom of inning number 2 in a game locked at 2-2. And it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for the Knights. First up, freshman Anthony Palmisano, the Gothic Knights starting catcher. That's inside. Palmisano, 6'3" freshman out of Colonia, New Jersey. Anthony's majoring in National Security Studies. Curveball for a strike. Anthony wins the award for the most family on the trip. I think I counted 5 members of his family at the game yesterday. Six? I've been corrected. There's 6 Palmisanos here. His grandfather's sitting to my right and says there's been up to 8 members of the family here enjoying the fine weather. That's a ground ball to third. Bobbled by the third baseman. Ricochets off his glove. The shortstop, Carlin, able to scoop it up and beat Palmisano with a strong throw to first. And that will go down as a routine 5-6-3 putout. So 1 away, it'll bring up Leo Colon, the redshirt freshman out of Carteret. He graduated from St. Anthony's High School in Jersey City, and he takes strike 1. That's fouled off at the plate, 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. Again is chopped, this time foul to the left of home plate. And it remains 2-2. Colon grounded to third. Krager, his throw is up the line, but the tag is applied by Arnold, and Colon is shaken up on the play.
Good effort.
So Colon looks like he will be okay as he comes back to the dugout. And that'll bring us to the top of the order for Tom Polsini, the Gothic Knight, starting second baseman. He played every game last year. And Polsini rips it between the legs of Raj Subramanian, the first base coach for the Knights, doing a good job of tiptoeing that one. Polsini walked and later scored the first run for the Knights. And this one's lined right at the first baseman. Arnold makes the catch. And the inning comes to a close on a hard swing by Pulsini, lining it out as NJCU goes 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. Schmidt, Breitbarth, and Urias do up Simpson in the third. Back here for the third inning in Kissimmee, Florida, and from the Don't Doubt Yourself category, Sean Gibney got me thinking, well, is it Kissimmee? So I Googled it, and there is actually a pronunciation guide online. It is Kissimmee. The way we said it originally is correct, and the first pitch by Ambrose. And the leadoff hitter is struck by the pitch is Schmidt. Hit on the wrist. He actually had to show it to the umpire, Ed Collins, who wasn't sure at first whether he did indeed get grazed by the pitch by Ambrose. So he's aboard with nobody out here in the third inning. Brings up the catcher, Breitbarth, the cleanup hitter in this lineup. So Schmidt basically gets on base all the time. He's been on base twice already, a hit and a hit by pitch. As a fly ball deep to left field, Cologne chasing it back towards the track, on the run, reaches out, makes the catch. Cologne had to go a long way for that one and is able to track it down for out number one. So that will bring up Urias after the great play by Leo Cologne. That'll bring up the second baseman, Brandon Urias. .5'11" sophomore out of Des Moines, Iowa. Fly ball fell over our heads and off of the batting cage building. This is the former spring training home of the Houston Astros minor league team. The Florida Fire Frogs, I think they are called, plays here now. Fly ball, again left center. This time it'll be Jesse Kraft's turn, and he makes the catch for out number two. So Schmidt at first, two away And that brings up the shortstop, Nathan Carlin, who shows bunt and it dribbles foul. Carlin walked in his first plate appearance today. No balls, one strike here in the top of inning number 3. Ambrose deals, that's high. Ambrose, right-hander from Brick, deals. Swung on and missed, strike 2. This is the earliest game of the trip. 9:15 a.m. this one scheduled to start. That is hit in the air. Deep center field. Kraft on the run. It's going to be over his head and bounce just in front of the wall. That will score Schmidt all the way from first with the go-ahead run. The throw to third is not in time. On a 1-2 pitch, Carlin took that ball for a ride, a triple to deep center field to score Schmidt. There's a good relay throw. I think Legato over to Albunia, but sliding in was Carlin just underneath the tag, and that's a pop-up over our heads and out of play. Still waiting for my chance to catch a foul ball on the strip. Feel cheated. That's just off the plate, 1-1. Three runs, 4 hits, no errors for Simpson. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for NJCU. Chopper foul off to our left. And once again, Ambrose is ahead, 1-2. The 1-2, that's wide, 2-2. So tomorrow we also start early. It'll be a 9:30 first pitch on the final day of the trip when the Gothic Knights take on Gordon. Gordon had a great season in men's basketball, as did NJCU. NJCU made the NCAAs, and Gordon, however, did not. Down the right field line, foul territory. I can't see it. And Boss on the run. It is beyond his reach, just by the NJCU bullpen. And it's just a long foul ball. Where we are sitting, basically on a picnic table to the right of home plate, everything probably 20 to 30 yards past first base is completely out of our line of sight as they get down the right field line. 2-2. And that's chopped foul. Remains 2-2. And even if I stood up, it wouldn't make a difference because the Gothic Knights are in that first base dugout. Once again, Ambrose deals. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 looking. And the inning comes to a close as Ambrose strikes out Marquez, and NJCU gets out of further trouble. Carlin is left at third for Simpson. A run on 1 hit, 3-2 as we head to the bottom of inning number 3. Gothic Knights trying to even it up here. They trail 3-2 as Jesse Kraft comes to the plate in the bottom of the third.
Good take, good take.
And first pitch to Kraft is a called strike.
Here you go, kid.
Bounced by the pitcher Zach Hollingsworth. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Here you go, pal.
Kraft had a
Hey.
double in his first plate appearance and later scored. That's low.
Here you go, kid.
That's low as well. 3-2 to Kraft. 3-1, I should say, to Kraft.
Come on, kid.
Called strike, and the count is full.
Here you go, buddy.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Kraft, the leadoff hitter, will be followed by Legato and Pena. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Knights. And that is high for ball 4, so Kraft aboard for the second time. And the Gothic Knights have the leadoff man on. Bring up Nick Legato.
Come on, Nick. Come on, kid.
So the American Rivers Conference, where Simpson competes, formerly known as the Iowa Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, but they have teams that aren't from Iowa. In fact, last year's men's basketball national champion, Nebraska Wesleyan, although they got upset in the second round this year, dominating the league of late. In the American Rivers Conference, in addition to Simpson and Nebraska Wesleyan, are Coe, Loris, Central, Dubuque, Luther, Wartburg, and Buena Vista. I believe all of the institutions are private.
Here we go, Nick. Here we go, kid.
Some are liberal arts schools, some are religious based, all out there in the Midwest. And the first pitch to Legato is ball 1. The wind continues to blow here. First chilly day we've had. One ball, no strikes. 2-0 here to Legato. Currently 66 degrees. The temperature's actually gone down since first pitch. Started at 9:11 a.m. It was a 9:15 scheduled first pitch, so we got underway just a little early. That is high. And another favorable count for the Gothic Knights, looking for back-to-back walks against Zach Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth making his first career appearance here for Simpson.
Come on, Nick.
Simpson's used 5 pitchers so far in their first 3 games of the season. Fastball in a useful spot, and it's 3-1.
Good luck. Let's go, Nick. Base hit, full 4. Let's go.
Foul tip, and Legato got a piece of that one. It's now 3-2.
Here we go, 7. Here we go.
Throw back to first, and Kraft gets the hand in. Here you see Jesse Kraft, the senior out of Nutley, with the lead at first. Gatto try to join him on base, facing a 3-2 count. Hollingsworth deals. Ground ball towards third. Unable to backhand it was Devin Krager. Going first to third will be Jesse Kraft, and it will be a double for Nick Legato as he raises his hands. And his second double in as many days. Broke up a no-hitter yesterday with a double. And this one up the third base side. So a tough play for Devin Krager. Tried to backhand a scorcher up the line, could not do so. And the Gothic Knights have Juan Pena, their cleanup hitter, at the plate. With 2 men in scoring position. Nobody out, second and third. And Pena looks at ball one. That's in the dirt, blocked nicely by Breitbarth. Two balls and no strikes. Again, low. And again, Josh Breitbarth has to reach down and prevent a ball to go to the backstop. And it'll be a 3-ball, no strike count, second consecutive 3-0 count. Hollingsworth working from behind. Deals. Slider for a strike. Fouled off over our heads and off the roof. Pena had an RBI in his last time up, his only time up, and later stole second before being caught stealing at third. Did he go around? He did. And Pena called out on a swinging strike on 3 and 2. So 1 out now with Legato and Kraft remaining on base. And with 1 away, Matt Corsi steps up, the DH out of Toms River, New Jersey, batting 5th today. Met his father yesterday. Family owns Corsi's Pizzeria in my current hometown of Howell, New Jersey. Now when I go in, I'll have a name and a face at the counter when I come in to grab a pie down in the Ramtown section of Howell. Bounces about 3 feet in front of home plate, and Breitbarth does a solid job of keeping it in front of him. Hollingsworth deals. That's low. And yet again, Hollingsworth behind 3-0, the 3rd straight time he's worked from that count. Legato was able to work a double out. Pena struck out on a check swing. 3-0 pitch. That time, Hollingsworth not as successful. walking Corsi on 4 pitches to load the bases with 1 out. So a big opportunity here for the left-handed hitting senior Mike Albunia out of Jersey City's Hudson Catholic High School, where Pete Vincent from the NJCU staff is the very successful head girls basketball coach. Led them to a county championship this year. Pete actually gave me a ride to the airport, so I didn't have to catch an Uber on the way out here on Friday afternoon. Hollingsworth trying to get the clay out of his cleats. Everything will be dirty after this trip. Uniforms, cleats, my equipment.
Here we go, Mike. Come on, kid.
And first pitch to Hollingsworth. Well, they call it a strike.
Here we go, Mike. Here we go, kid.
No balls, 1 strike.
Come on, Mike.
Mike Albunia talking to the umpire, Ed Collins. Bases loaded with 1 out. Pitch to Albunia, and he rips it to right center field. Oh, and coming over and making the catch. What a great play in center field by Moore to take an extra base hit away from Albunia. Everyone has to retreat after taking a lead there. Corsi was all the way at second base, had to come back, actually collided with the first baseman, Arnold. But it's a productive out because it's a sac fly that brings in the lead runner, and the Gothic Knights have tied it 3-3 here in the 3rd.
Come on, 2-3. Come on.
So Corsi stays at first. Legato tags up. Kraft scores with a tying run. And now it'll be Ricky Voss, the Jack Rookie Hitter of the Week, taking strike 1.
Come on, put it out, Ricky! Come on, a nice little poke!
Voss looking for his 2nd RBI of the season. Entered the day hitting .333 overall. Rookie out of Monmouth Regional in Tin Falls, New Jersey. Of course, he's picked off. They're going to go to the plate, and not in time as Nick Legato steals home. Corsi got caught in a rundown, and NJCU takes the lead. So Corsi tried to get himself in a rundown there. It's a design play. As soon as the throw went to first, Corsi took off into no man's land between first and second. Legato, the potentially fastest player in the team, took off in an amazing slide with the left hand, able to nip the plate and give the Gothic Knights a 4-3 lead. And the Gothic Knights with the 4-3 advantage. That will officially go down as a delayed double steal. Not too often you see a steal at home, but the Gothic Knights executed that really well. The 0-2 pitch. That is low. We do have that replay. It'll be a timeout as a foul ball from the adjacent field where I think Mount Union is playing. Lands at second base. You're not as much in the line of fire here as you are at Lake Myrtle Park, where we were for the first 4 games of the trip. There you pretty much have to wear a hard hat. Foul ball is coming from 4 different directions. A little bit more spread out here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hollingsworth deals here in the 3rd. And Voss with a fly ball to left field. Settling underneath it and making the catch is Noah Sacco to end the inning. But the Gothic Knights are able to get 2 runs back. Down 3-2. They get a steal at home by Nick Legato to take the lead after a previous sac fly by Mike Albunia. And NJCU leads 4-3 as we head to the 4th. As we bring you back to live game action, there you saw the replay of the delayed double steal with Nick Legato and Matt Corsi that gave NJCU a 4-3 lead. If you want to see it again, we put it on our Twitter account. The handle is at NJCU Athletics. Krieger, the third baseman, the lead off here. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up, and that's lined over the head of a leaping Tom Pulsini. As Simpson gets the leadoff runner on here in the 4th. I believe it was a 2-0 count. That is the 5th hit for the Storm. And NJCU with 4 runs and 4 hits. And that brings up the center fielder Moore. Throw back to first base, not in time. Moore defensively did a tremendous job coming in and taking an extra base hit away from Mike Albunia that still ended up as a sac fly. Almost called a sac liner. Because Albunia ripped that one. There goes the runner. There's the throw from Palmisano. And not in time. A good slide. And it would have taken a nearly perfect throw from Palmisano to have any chance, as Krieger got a great jump. You're watching Gothic Vision here in Kissimmee, Florida. 2-ball count here. Ira Thor with you, bringing you NJCU baseball throughout the 2019 spring trip, as we do virtually every year. Palmisano keeps that one in front of him. It's 3-0. Don't know what we're going to do next year yet, because for the first time ever, the Gothic Knights will be going to the Central Time Zone. They will be going to Texas next year. NJCU over the years has typically gone to Florida with a couple trips to either Georgia or Puerto Rico. That one is thrown away on the sacrifice. That will tie the game. So Moore drops down a great bunt he reaches on a bunt single, and then a throwing error allows the runner to score. Thought originally it was going to be a sac bunt attempt, but it was laid out so perfectly that he was bunting for a hit, and he's able to do so to tie this game up. So Prager scores. We're even at 4 top of the order for Noah Sacco, left fielder. Throw back to first, and Moore in again safely, brushing the clay off his uniform. Ambrose, he deals, that's high. Another throwback. They keep checking the runner, and this time they get him! And that will bring an argument from the Simpson coaching staff, but they keep on concentrating on Moore, and one more time they go over 3 times. Third time is a charm as he's picked off 1-3. As the 4th pickoff so far in the first 5 games of the season for the Gothic Knights. And it'll be a 2-ball count here to Sacco now with the bases empty. As a called strike. Sacco the top of the order for the Storm. As a strike as well. Ambrose deals, and that is going to fall into right field for a base hit over the head of Pulsini. So Sacco's aboard for Arnold, and that's the 7th hit for Simpson. Simpson 4, NJCU 4. We are in the 4th. On a game that is a little bit over an hour and a half old. They check on the runner again, and oh, they keep doing a pretty good job there of making these runners off balance. And there you see head coach Jerry Smith out to discuss his opinion of that decision. Hey Jerry, his wife Michelle back home in Jersey. Coach Smith lives in nearby me, actually in Manalapan, New Jersey, 2 towns over. Throw back to first again. This time the runner hadn't even left the base yet, so. Sacco leading off at first. Ambrose deals. Swung on and missed. One away here in the fourth. The only danger with the pickoff throws is timing, because the Knights did do this in the 9th inning against Illinois Wesleyan. And a throwing error by the pitcher, Guerrero, that ended up costing NJCU the game. Fly ball down the right field line, foul territory, Pena. I can't see, did he make the catch? He did not. That is completely out of the line of sight. Yeah, it'll be an 0-2 count here. Swung on and missed. And Ambrose strikes out Arnold for out number 2. That's huge, because coming up is the number 3 hitter, the DH Truman Schmidt, who's been on base twice and is their top hitter. That's high. Schmidt with a very healthy mustache. Can't see it here, obviously, because we don't have anybody on the camera to zoom in, but trust me on this one. That's low. Ground ball over to Albunia at 30. Backpedaled to try to get behind it. The throw to third will not be in time. It's an E5 on Albunia, and that will extend the inning. Sacco goes first to third on the error.
Take it off, let's go. Go out, go out.
And that will bring a visit here from head coach Jerry Smith, and that will probably be it for Ambrose. That will be it for Ian Ambrose, his first start as a Gothic Knight. You see his teammates giving him a round of high fives. And the NJCU will have a new pitcher. It'll be Kyle McCabe. He'll probably only face one batter, and he may pitch virtually every day this year. He's throwing today. He'll warm up. We'll be right back.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
And we're back to game action. It will be Kyle McCabe here with runners on the corners and 2 outs. We just tried a little experiment. We ran our first ever NCAA ad, and there'll be many more to come over the next few years. And if you would like to see your business sponsored here on Gothic Vision, please reach out to me in the NJCU Athletic Communications office. I think these are some of the best broadcasts you're going to find in Division III athletics, and a chance to kind of get your message out to a big audience that's in the hundreds per game. McCabe over to Voss, and sliding in safely is the DH. Truman Schmidt on board on the error by Mike Albunia. Albunia getting the start at third. And able to hold up there was Josh Breitbarth. Balls, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed, and Kyle McCabe with the strikeout to end the inning. And NJCU is able to keep the runner stranded at third and the game even at 4 apiece. So Breitbarth strikes out. Schmidt and Sacco stranded on the corners. 4th inning for the Storm, a run on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left on. It's 4-4. We head to the bottom of the 4th.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Anthony Palmisano will lead off here for NJCU as they bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing. They were trailing. They're no longer trailing. It's 4-4. We'll advance the graphic to make it the bottom of the 4th. That's a called strike. As the wind whips through my headset here, it's 2-1. Palmisano, one of 2 true freshmen starting for the Knights, along with first baseman Ricky Voss. Leo Clone is a freshman eligibility-wise, the left fielder for the Knights, because he was injured basically all of last year. Popped sky high towards the left side of the infield. Ranging back and unable to make the catch was the 3rd baseman Devin Krager, and that is an infield single for Anthony Palmisano. That is what the wind can do to you if you're an infielder. especially on a field that you're unfamiliar with. And Palmisano with the hit. Leo Colon, the number 9 hitter, will be due up. Fifth hit for the Knights. Swung on and missed. Colon with a cut on a pitch just off the plate. 0-1. Palmisano with the lead there at first base. And he's back in safely. Zach Hollinsworth facing Leo Colon. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Simpson. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for NJCU. Ground ball slowly hit. Coming over the first baseman, can't handle it. The flip to the pitcher is not in time. The throw pulled him off the bag. Have to call that an infield single there for Colon, as that was a really tough play for the second baseman, Brandon Urias, coming over the cover after it snuck under the glove of Colton Arnold, trying to defend the first base hole. So a single to second base, Palmisano on board, 2 infield hits for the Gothic Knights. Tom Pulsini, the senior, steps to the plate, and we'll see if he's able to keep this inning going. Pulsini swings and misses at that one. He has walked and scored in this game. He's also flown out. Senior out of Hazlitt, New Jersey, Raritan High School graduate. Pulsini, again, the second member of his family to play 2 years for the Knights. His older brother, CJ, was the catcher for 2 seasons, as that is fouled off. CJ played for NJCU in 2016 and 2017. Tom transferred in last year and will play his 2 years as well. Tom flew down separate from the rest of the team, flew down with his father. Pulsini entered the day hitting .455, 5 for 11 overall. He is this week's NJCU Athlete of the Week. Nobody out. Runners in first and second in Palmisano and Colon. And out at third is Palmisano. By the way, we have a new pitcher in this inning. It was never reported to me. New pitcher in the game is number 35, Riley Fagan, freshman out of Ferris, Texas. So we're going to have to go back and make that change. But NJCU tried to advance on what would have been a wild pitch. Not a caught stealing. That is a ball. And Pulsini asks for time. Oh, there goes Cologne. He's going to be caught in a rundown. And he gets back in, the ball gets away. Cologne was a dead duck, and Fagan tried to run him down, flipped it back to second, took too long to try to get it over to the shortstop Carlin, and Cologne with his speed was able to beat the throw and actually dove underneath the glove of Carlin. Big break for the Knights. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Tom Pulsini. And that's ripped. Knocked down by the first baseman. Arnold dives. And he's able to take it himself to beat Pulsini to the bag. So Pulsini at 3 unassisted. He hit it hard. That will advance Cologne. And now with 2 away, the Gothic Knights have a runner at third. And Jesse Kraft stepping to the dish. Kraft, the senior center fielder from Nutley. And it's a wild pitch, but the backstop is able to save the Storm here as it caroms back towards home plate. And the catcher, Breitbarth, quickly there to gather it up. Not too different than Thompson Garrity complex. The backstop here is a little further back, but the number of runs that have been saved for both home and away teams at the Garrity complex over the last 30 to 40 years has to be in the hundreds. On a larger field with a backstop that would be 30 to 40 feet behind home plate, you have a lot more foul territory. Kraft with some practice swings. Ball, no strikes with Cologne standing at third. Fagan, that pitch is low, 2-0. Fagan again out of Ferris, Texas. Iowa is not the only state represented on this roster by any stretch of the imagination. We already talked about Hawaii and California and Texas. As I look down the roster, they have players from Illinois and Nebraska, along with Minnesota, and also a player from Arizona, so well represented geographically. 3 balls and 1 strike. Kraft towards left side. It's going to sneak through with a go-ahead RBI. Kraft hit it in the perfect spot, splitting Krager and Carlin. They both tried to backhand it, unable to do so, and the Gothic Knights pull ahead 5-4 on the RBI single by Jesse Kraft. So Cologne scores, Legato will step to the dish, and the Gothic Knights with a 5-4 lead. 2 runs home here, or 1 run home here in the 4th after scoring 2 times in the 3rd. Basically, every time Simpson has scored in this game, the Knights have countered. Simpson had 2 in the 1st, NJCU answered in the bottom half of the inning. Simpson scored 1 in the 3rd, NJCU scored 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. The Storm added a game-tying run in the 4th. The Knights get it right back here in the bottom of the 4th. And Legato looks at ball 1. Swung on and missed by Legato, with Kraft at first base. 1 ball and 1 strike is your count. That's high. Two balls and 1 strike to Legato. There goes Kraft. A throw to second is in time. And Legato is caught stealing there to end the inning, as the tag is applied by the second baseman, Brandon Urias, to end the frame. But the Gothic Knights are able to get the go-ahead run on the RBI single by Jesse Kraft after a pair of infield hits for NJCU. Legato stranded at the plate to end the frame. A run on 3 hits. 5th inning coming up here in Kissimmee, Florida. Bottom of the 5th here in Kissimmee, Florida. We are at Osceola Heritage Park, field number 2, former spring training home of the Houston Astros. I don't think they train here anymore, but I know the Florida Fire Frogs minor league team does play down here. Stadium is just off in the distance, off to the left. We will play there tomorrow at 9:30 when NJCU closes out their spring trip against Gordon College. And then we will head south and do the final 4 games of the softball spring trip in Naples before returning to New Jersey on Friday. Urias is the batter. Kyle McCabe actually going to face more than 1 batter in a game. He's been pretty much facing 1 batter in spot positions, but he is starting the 5th. That's foul back towards us. I believe it is a 1-2 count to Brandon Urias, who applied the inning-ending tag on the Kraft stolen base attempt. And it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. McCabe got him on the outside corner. Great spot by the senior from Brick as Kyle McCabe strikes out Urias. Urias just walked away. He knew. Great throw on the outside corner. So Carlin steps in now. That's low. Jack swing, went around. Should be 1-2. And that's fouled off to our left. One out, the 1-2 pitches. Strike three looking, belt high. And McCabe with back-to-back Ks looking here in the fifth. So with 2 away, both on strikeouts by McCabe, it'll bring up Matthew Marquez, the number 7 hitter, the right fielder for the Storm. Marquez starting his 2nd game of the year. Struck out looking in his first plate appearance. And he struck out twice in this game, looking for his first hit of the season. Another good spot, belt high for McCabe. Ball and a strike. That's low, 2-1. McCabe entering action today. 2 appearances, 2/3 of an inning. Faced 2 batters, struck out 1 of them. That's off the plate, 3-1. McCabe has retired all 3 batters he's faced in this game so far. He deals. Ground ball. Albunia bobbles it again. And Marquez reaches on the error by Albunia at 3rd. 3rd error of the game for NJCU. That's 2 for Albunia, who's playing in basically a new position for him. He's typically a catcher in DH, so he's the reserve 3rd baseman for NJCU along with Matt Corsi. And that first pitch is ripped to center field for a base hit for Devin Krager. So Marquez goes to second, Krager at first, 2 outs, 2 on. And it'll be Tyrese Moore, the center fielder, due up. Simpson now with the tying run standing at second base in an inning that should have been over. Moore is 1 for 1. He's also been hit by a pitch, so he's been on base twice, played some really solid center field with a nice catch today. And that is ball 1 for McCabe. First hit allowed this year for McCabe. He's really pitched well for NJCU. Showed some signs of brilliance last year as a junior in his first year with the program, and he's going to be relied on heavily this year. Bunt attempt, that is rolling foul. Pretty good crowd here on a Tuesday morning in Kissimmee, Florida. Day 4 of 5 on this spring trip for the Knights. NJCU arrived late on Friday night, played games Saturday at 5:45, played at 1 o'clock on Sunday, and then 2 games yesterday, first at 10 a.m. This is the earliest one of the trip. Floater over the head of Polsini into right field. Pena has it. Pena to Voss will prevent the run from coming home. Pena got to the ball very quickly on the floater into right field, and that will keep the bases loaded rather than allowing Simpson to tie the game. Ninth hit for the Storm. And the inning should have been over. And that brings up the top of the order to Noah Sacco. And first pitch is a called strike. Sacco 1 for 2 with a walk. He flew out his other time at the plate. McCabe steps off. Kyle McCabe, 5'9", 200-pound senior out of Brick, New Jersey, Brick Memorial, criminal justice major. He will pitch a lot for NJCU this year. Do not be surprised to see Kyle pitch in 20-plus games as a reliever. Actually, it worked for me last year when he was the shot clock operator during our home basketball games. That's a called strike, 1 and 2. That is a responsibility that the torch has been passed from McCabe to John Putter. Putter, a freshman for the Knights, did the shot clock for us during basketball all year and helped us set up during all of our live events. Putter got the save in the win yesterday. That's fouled off over our heads, off to our left. And off the roof of the concession stand with a loud thud. McCabe deals, just misses wide, 2 and 2. As the dust roams across the infield on a breezy morning here in Florida. I'm actually wearing a sweatshirt. I was debating whether to even bring one on the trip when I looked at the forecast and saw highs in the 80s every day, but thankful right now that I actually brought one. The 2-2, that's low. Palmisano is able to glove that one. And the count is full. It is 3 and 2. Tying run is 90 feet away here in the top of the 5th. And there are 2 away. On the 3-2, McCabe will throw over to Voss. The runner was not going anywhere, so Moore just stays on first. Moore on first, Kreger on second, Marquez at third. Sacco's at the plate, and they're calling it a balk on McCabe as the umpires Ed Collins and Rob Reed consult. McCabe says, my bad, as that will tie the game. That is an unearned run. Again, the inning extended on the error by Albunya at third. Ball 4 as Sacco walks, and the bags are full once again. This is where defense comes in, folks, because see how one error can completely change the dynamic of an inning. Abunya with the miscue at third allowed this inning to extend, and since then the Storm have brought 4 additional batters to the plate. This will be the 5th, as due up is the first baseman Colton Arnold, and if he gets on, and then trouble will be brewing because he's followed by Truman Schmidt, the DH. Game that is over 2 hours old now. We've barely played half.
Let's get this last one. Let's go. You got this.
And a fastball is a called strike to Arnold. McKay, by the way, has thrown 30 pitches, 18 for strikes. Arnold struck out, reached on a fielder's choice, and has grounded out. He's been up 3 times. He has scored once. Fly ball. Right side of the infield, Tom Pulsini settles underneath it, and the inning comes to a close on the fly ball on the right side. So, a run does come in on the balk, but Kyle McCabe, after the inning was extended on a 2-out error, is able to settle down and get the Storm to only score once. Krieger, Moore, and Sacco all left on base. And here in the 5th for Simpson, a run on 2 hits, costly error, and 3 left on base. NJCU, we'll see if they can match here in the bottom of the 5th. Nick Legato, who was stranded at the plate when Jesse Kraft was caught stealing after he reached on an RBI base hit. Legato fouls off the first pitch he sees here in the bottom of the 5th. We are even at 5-5 after an unearned run that are coming in on a balk. And Legato, another one down the line. Nick Legato, this time will be held to a single, but he's aboard with a leadoff base hit, his 2nd of the game down the line. As the 8th hit for NJCU. So that brings up Juan Pena. Pena takes a called strike. Throw back to first. Legato in safely. Gatto is now 2 for 2 in this game. Legato, by the way, now has 97 career hits, so he is closing in on the 100-hit milestone. When it happens, I believe he will be the 9th Gothic Knight to reach that milestone in Jerry Smith's 8 years as head coach. That is how he has completely changed the culture and direction of this program. Nick Cesare, Raj Subramanian, assistant coaches have been along for every step of the ride. All in their 8th year with this program. There goes Nick Legato. The throw to second base is not in time, and he steals second base to put the go-ahead run in scoring position. Riley Fagan, the pitcher in relief for Simpson. Starting his second inning of work. Throws a little wide of the bag. I don't know if that was just an errant throw or that was designed to just let Legato know, hey, we know you're there and we're not going to let you steal third. Easier said than done. Legato dancing off the bag. And that little nubber off the end of the bat will roll all the way towards the bullpen. Should be 1-2 to Pena if my short-term memory is correct. Oh, look at that. For once in my life, I actually got the count right without actually writing it down. The 1-2. And umpire Ed Collins is basically asking everybody to mind their manners. And there will be a visit to the mound here. Between the Simpson pitching coach, and he'll have a conversation with Riley Fagan, the catcher Josh Breitbarth in there as well. 5-5. Here in inning number 5. NJCU will have the rest of the day off, which means for once we're actually going to be able to have a sit-down meal probably because, you know, we've been rushing back and forth, and it's 40 minutes from property we're staying at to this complex. We're here again tomorrow. Pena to left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Legato around third. He's going to score. Pena at second base with an RBI double. So Matt Corsi will step in after the RBI single by Juan Pena to drive in senior all-region shortstop Nick Legato. Matt Corsi will try to make it 7-5 with the speedy Pena at second. That is low. Still nobody out. And a foul tip there. Officially, that will go down as an RBI single and Pena advancing to second base on an error by the center fielder for misplaying the ball. I was watching Legato. I didn't get a good look at the play, but that has been confirmed by the NJCU parents on the trip. Could have a second set of eyes. That is high. Corsi has to spin out of the way. Three balls, one strike. Corsi started towards first base. When you do that before the umpire makes a call, typically you're coming back for another pitch. That was the first error for Simpson, by the way. NJCU has 3. Each team with 9 hits. NJCU leads 6-5 here in the 5th. This time it's off the plate for sure. And ball 4. Corsi walks. Pena already at second base, and Mike Albunia will step in. And that will be it for Riley Fagan. So Simpson will go to the bullpen with 2 men on and nobody out. We'll take a quick break and be back with you in just a moment.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
There you see Ricky Voss on deck. 28 is the new pitcher for Simpson. That is Tom Kunzer, a sophomore, 6'2", 190-pound left-hander out of Chicago, Illinois. Simpson is 3-0 on the season. Quite a turnaround for them. Last year they were 8-28 on the year. They were 6-17 in conference play, 1-8 down here on their spring trip. Kunzer last year was 0-2, 9 appearances, all in relief. Had a 10.00 ERA, 18 innings, struck out 17, walked 10. Gave up 29 runs and 20 of them were earned, along with 18 hits in that time. Or 32 hits, actually. 32 hits to go with the 29 runs in 18 innings. See how he does in his first appearance as a sophomore. And he bounces this one in front of the plate on the curve. Mike Albunia is the batter for NJCU, number 6 hitter, 1 for 2 with an RBI today. Bounced again by Kunzer. And Albunya ahead with a 2-ball count here as he bats with NJCU already with a run home. Nobody out here. Runners at first and second in Pena and Corsi. Albunya check swing, strike one. Albunya again followed in the order by NJAC Rookie of the Week, Ricky Voss. Back-to-back rookies in the lineup in Voss and Palmisano. In the dirt 3 times in a row. Albunya not chasing. Good hitter for the Knights. Probably wants a little more time at third base to perfect that craft, but he can help this team with his bat. Left-handed hitting senior, second member of his family to play for the program.
Come on, Mike. Come on, kid.
Older brother, former Gothic Knight as well. Low for ball 4, and the bases are loaded as Albunya works out a 5-pitch walk. So Ricky Voss stepping to the plate. Voss has left 3 men on today. The only time NJCU has had runners left on base in this contest. He is 0 for 2. Swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt. Can't roll far enough, though, for Pena to advance. And he's got the speed, too, on any ball that rolls away from the plate.
Here we go, Rick. Come on, kid.
Popped in the air. Shortstop area. Coming in is Carlin. He makes the catch for out number 1. So pop up by Voss to the shortstop. Pena, Corsi, Albunya on base. 1 out. Anthony Palmisano, the rookie out of Colonia, steps to the plate. Ground ball towards third base, booted by Kreger. It'll score a run anyway, and Palmisano's safe. Everyone is safe. It's an RBI for Palmisano regardless as he reaches on the error by the third baseman. Pena's run is earned, and Leo Colon, first pitch he sees, pops up towards the middle of the infield where it's grabbed by the second baseman Urias. That was the second error of the inning, by the way, for Simpson. It's now 7-5 NJCU. So Colon pops out, 2 away, bases are loaded, and Corsi, Albunya, Palmisano on base. Tom Pulsini will try to give the Gothic Knights a bigger inning. They've already scored twice to break open a 5-5 tie. Again, every time Simpson has scored, the Gothic Knights have countered. Everything after this point would be unearned. Oh, and it hit Pulsini on the hand. And as as the worst thing that could happen for NJCU right here. They're already down 2 prominent players with injuries on this trip. That does force in a run. Palmisano to second, Albunia to third. Corsi scores. It's an unearned run, but Pulsini does get credit for the RBI being hit by the pitch.
Come on, Jesse, open this up here. Come on.
And that gives NJCU now 3 runs in the inning, and they lead 8-5. But good news for NJCU is Tom Pulsini, although probably in some discomfort, looks at his hand, it's still there, and he will stay in the game. 8-5 now for NJCU. We'll see if Kraft can extend this inning. That is high for ball number 1. Kraft having himself a day so far. 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, a walk, and an RBI. He's been on base 3 times. Called strike in the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. 8 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for NJCU. 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Storm. That's high, 2-1. Bases full of Gothic Knights. And a called strike on the outside corner. Now 2-2. We have 2 outs. Swung on and missed, and Kraft strikes out for the first time today as the Gothic Knights leave 3 on base here in the 5th. But NJCU taking advantage of one of the 2 errors that influenced this inning. We're able to extend it after taking the lead on the RBI single. As Legato started the inning, scored the go-ahead run, and NJCU kept adding from there. Pulsini, Palmisano, Albunia left on base. 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, and we head to the 6th. 8-5 lead for NJCU. Top of the 6th inning, the Gothic Knights have a new pitcher on the bump, and it is sophomore right-hander Jason Rivera out of Clifton, New Jersey, making his second appearance of the season. Had a great debut over the weekend. 2 innings pitched, struck out 3, walked 1, allowed just 1 hit, and a pair of shutout innings. An opposing batting average so far of 143. Rivera, 5'7", 160. He is a finance major. So he either wants to make money or work with money, or both at the same time. Schmidt batting with no one on. Pops this one into the cage, almost clears it, lands right behind home plate. Three balls and 1 strike here. 8-5 NJCU in the 6th. And that will be ball 4. So once again, Schmidt gets himself on base. Breitbart is the conservative news source. Breitbart is the catcher. This is a political free broadcast. We declare our independence from politics. It is spring trip baseball only. Palmisano fires down to first, checking on Schmidt, who gets his hand in. Breitbart is 0 for 2 today. Strikeout. He has 1 RBI on a sac fly. And there will be a meeting at the mound here. Nick Cesare will come out and have a chat with Jason Rivera, Voss Pulsini, Albunia, and Legato also out there, along with catcher Anthony Palmisano. Simpson had a bunch of games postponed prior to coming down here to Florida. March 2nd, they were supposed to be playing Augsburg, and then the next day Hamlin in Topeka, Kansas. That didn't happen. All were postponed and probably canceled. Last Wednesday, they were supposed to take on the University of Iowa at Iowa. That got canceled. Tough to play baseball, softball, or other outdoor spring sports prior to April in the northern states. The Californian teams and the Texan teams and other southern teams, all in Division III, have a huge advantage over the northern teams. But with that said, the northern teams have won a lot of championships in baseball and softball over the year. Popped in the air, middle of the infield, Pulsini calling off Legato in the winds, able to track it down for the catch in shallow center field. So, Urias, the second baseman, he's due up here with a man on and 1 out. Rivera deals, check swing, fire back to first. Oh, a good throw by Palmisano may have gotten him. It bounced as he had to release that one real quick. Voss doing a good job of helping out his catcher. Swung on and missed. Again, they go to first, and Schmidt beats the throw. They are really working the first base runners in this game. Palmisano's got a strong arm. Jason Rivera deals. That one is in the dirt. And Palmisano doing a nice job blocking that one up the first base line. No position in baseball beats up your body more than catcher. 1-2, that's high. Palmisano again fires down the first. And Schmidt's gonna need some Tide Pods. He is filthy. Hopefully he doesn't eat them. I can't believe that's a thing. Two balls, two strikes, one out. Fouled back right into the camera. Got the Knights with 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. They have scored every time Simpson has scored. They have just scored more, and they lead 8-5. Strike 3, looking on the outside corner. Jason Rivera strikes out the batter as Urias goes down for out number 2. Take a look at the replay here of that last strikeout. As Rivera, great pitch there. A 1 ball, 1 strike count here to Carlin. Nathan Carlin, the shortstop. Another nice pitch by Jason Rivera. Carlin, a 6 foot, 180-pound senior out of Huxley, Iowa. That's high. Palmisano again throws down the first. That's got to be the 5th or 6th time. And what it's doing, it's basically making Schmidt not even think about running. As long as you can do so accurately and not throw it away, it's a great tool. Fly ball, left center field. Kraft on the run. Kraft reaches out in front of Cologne to make the catch, and the inning comes to a close as Carlin flies out to Kraft in left center field, and Schmidt left on base. No runs, no hits, and 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Kissimmee, Florida. NJCU 8-5 leaders on day 4 of the 2019 spring trip. We'll be right back. Ira Thor with you here on Gothic Vision live from Kissimmee, Florida. Osceola Heritage Park is our location for day 4 of the 2019 trip. Nick Legato at the plate, his team leading 8-5. And a 1-ball count to Legato. Already got a couple of hits today, a double and a single, 3 hits away from 100. He's going to finish his career probably in upwards of 130 to 140 hits. Didn't play overwhelmingly much as a freshman, but he came on as a sophomore and has become a star for this program. As he swings through that one. Gatto, Pena, Corsi, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters are due up here for NJCU as they face the 3rd pitcher for this team, Tom Kunzer. Each team has used 3 pitchers. Off the plate, 3-2. Senior from Alameda, New Jersey, Spotswood High School. Swung on and missed as he chases a pitch off the plate for out number 1. So Legato goes down on strikes to bring up Juan Pena. Pena's 2 for 3 today with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Pena, Legato, Kraft all have 2 hits apiece. They account right there for 6 of NJCU's 9. And the first pitch to Pena is ball 1. Ball 2, that's high. That's low, 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk for Pena as he's aboard with 1 out here in the 6th. Now I'll bring up Matt Corsi. Senior from Toms River East High School. Matt's been on base 3 times. He has walked 3 times. He's not had official plate appearance in this game. He has scored once. Swung on and missed at the first offering from Kunzer. 0-1. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Throw back to first. Pena diving in. Matt Corsi, global business major for NJCU. NJCU's School of Business has really expanded in the last 5 or so years under the leadership of NJCU President Dr. Sue Henderson, who is this year's new chair of the Division III President's Council in the NCAA. She is the vice chair of the NCAA Board of Governors. So NJCU, its top leader in an enormous leadership position within the ranks of collegiate athletics. The Board of Governors was on the NJCU campus a little bit over a week and a half ago, including my good friend Dan Dutcher, the vice president of NCAA Division III. And once again, Matt Corsi works out a walk. His 4th walk of the game. Patience at the plate gets you on base.
Come on, Mike, let's go. Need some runs.
I think Corsi may challenge Bill Feehan when he gets back from the injury for most patient hitter. Feehan has made a career out of finding ways to walk. Mike Albunia is now the batter, and a good eye by him as a ball in the dirt, and he does not offer at it. Albunia is 1 for 2 with an RBI and a walk today. Low again. Once again, Albunia lays off. Corsi, Pena, the runners for NJCU, who leads by 3. Kunzer looking at the runner Pena and did so for so long that Albunia asks for time. Called strike and throw back to the pitcher. It's off his glove. Pena had already taken off, so he's going to get credit for a steal. So that's a steal for Pena. It was off the glove of the pitcher, but as I looked up from my computer, Legato had already taken off. So that is a steal for Pena. In the dirt for ball 3. And once again, Albunia does not offer. Fouled off at the plate. I think it nipped his foot as he looks at it to make sure it's still there. Simpson located in Indianola, Iowa. It's about a 25-minute drive, about 17 miles down US Route 69 south to get to Des Moines to Simpson. Fly ball down the right field line, foul territory, and the right fielder Marquez is going to watch it sail out of play. So Des Moines, obviously, for those who are watching from the NJCU side of things and don't really know the state of Iowa very well, Des Moines, the capital of the state, is located more towards the middle, and Simpson, again, located in Indianola, about 20 miles south, as that's fouled off over our heads and to the left. And yes, I did look this up on Google Maps. I don't know the state of Iowa that well. In fact, I've actually never been to the state of Iowa. I've been to 37 of the 50 states, and I've missed the Minnesota, Iowa, North Dakota contingent there, that triangle. And of course, NJCU playing teams from both states here. Minnesota yesterday and Iowa today, and the last couple days. I've never been to Utah, Arizona, or New Mexico. We're going to be doing a road trip this summer, this July, for 2 weeks, my family and I, to all the national parks out there, including the Grand Canyon. So we'll knock that off the list as Albunia works out the walk. Second walk of the inning. That loads the bases for NJCU with 1 out. And that will bring up Ricky Voss in another bases-loaded situation. The plan is to fly into Albuquerque, rent probably a minivan. My wife, Catherine, and our 3 kids. Gavin's a sophomore at Colton Neck High School in New Jersey. He's learning to drive now. As Voss fouls that off of the catcher, Breitbarth. Gavin is a sophomore on the volleyball team at Colts Neck. My daughter Kendra is 12. Got a 4-year-old daughter Julia. We are second consecutive summer doing a road trip. Trying to take advantage of these before Gavin goes off to college in a couple years. But he just got his permit. He's been driving with my wife while I've been down here in Florida, and she reports that he actually is a good driver. So look at that. To really test his driving ability, took him to a Checkers drive-through, and he did not take the window off of my wife's SUV, so that's a good sign. Ground ball towards second base, should bring in a run, and it does. On the fielder's choice, they get the runner at second, but scoring is Juan Pena, and the lead is now 9-5. So a productive ground out by Voss with the RBI. And Albuna's retired 4-6. Corsi goes to third as Pena comes in. And Anthony Palmisano with 2 outs will try to keep the inning going. Corsi and Voss on the corners. There goes the runner. Gotham Knights going to try one of their double steals. 2. And they do get him, as I believe it was the shortstop Carlin on the throw home to get out Matt Corsi. Thought the plate was being blocked there, which you're not allowed to do in college baseball. But Ed Collins says the inning is over. So NJCU gets a run. Jerry Smith comes out to talk about it. And Corsi, who's lucky not to be injured on that play, quite frankly, caught stealing 6-2, I believe, on the delayed double steal. The Gotham Knights get 1. They lead 9-5 as we head to the 7th. Lost our mic there for a second. It is back. That pitch is low. 2 ball, 2 strike count to the pinch hitter you didn't hear me talk about because I lost my mic. Brady Held. Swung on and missed. Held, who pinch hit for the right fielder Marquez, goes down on strikes. And I'll bring up the third baseman Krager. Held has played in all 3 games. First pitch is fouled off over our heads and out of play through the trees. As there is a patch of about 3 trees in a little grassy area between the 3 or 4 fields in Osceola Heritage Park here. Jason Rivera with a great spot there for strike number 2. Krager, the number 8 hitter in the lineup for the Storm, and Rivera steps off. Krager's 3 for 3 today with a run scored. A double and a steal among them. Fouls this one over our heads and back to the almost the same spot as before as he stays alive. Krager came in as that is blocked by Palmisano. Just 1 for 3 on the year. Has not played a lot in the first 3 games. Now bring his average up quite a bit. Now 4 for 6 on the year. 2-ball strike, 2-ball count here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jason Rivera so far, the third pitcher for the Knights. He's been great. Inning in a third, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Add another one to the list. Strikeout number 3 as Krager goes down looking. Rivera's third strikeout, facing 6 batters. So Moore, the center fielder, will step up with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. NJCU 9-5 leaders. And the first pitch, Moore fights off to the right and off the roof of the batting cage building. 0-1. There is no scoreboard anywhere on this field. There obviously will be tomorrow on the main stadium where the Florida Fire Frogs play. That is strike 2. So can't really hear the crowd too much with my broadcast headphones on, but I do keep hearing people say what inning it is, what's the count, what's the score, and that's where our scoreboard comes in handy. But on these spring trips, you know, sometimes you play in some pretty good conditions, sometimes you play in a very basic field, which is what this is. Weather's pretty good, however, despite being a little chilly. And what's not chilly is Jason Rivera. He's red hot at the plate right at the mound right now, striking out the center fielder Moore looking, back-to-back Ks looking, ends the 7th inning as NJCU continues to lead 9-5, and we head to the 7th inning stretch. Seventh inning stretch here in Kissimmee, Florida. NJCU on top 9-5, looking for back-to-back wins after opening the trip with 3 losses. A 12-11 setback to Illinois Wesleyan that they rallied from 10-3 down to take a 11-10 lead, only to lose in the 9th before being shut out back-to-back games by F&M, Franklin Marshall, and RIT. Then they won Game 2 yesterday against Concordia, Minnesota. And up by 4 runs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Anthony Palmisano, who was left at the plate when NJC was unable to execute the delayed double steal. 1 ball, 1 strike count to the Gothic Knight rookie catcher. Swung on and missed. He is facing a new pitcher. The 4th pitcher used by Simpson, number 25, Devin Veach, 6'5", 210-pounder. He's a senior out of Des Moines. Right-handed deals. Low. His first action of the year. Veach last year threw in 11 games, all in relief, 9.1 innings. Led 11 earned runs, 14 overall, 18 hits. Struck out 5, but he was wild. He walked 12. 12 in 9.1 innings. Leads to a high ERA, and he had a 10.61 a year ago. On a year where Simpson was 8-28. They're 3-0 to start this year, however. That's fouled off at the plate. Again, Simpson last year was 1-8 on neutral fields, already 3-0 this year, but they trail 3-0 here. After today, Simpson has 3 games remaining on the trip. They are off tomorrow. They will take on Beloit right back here on Thursday in the main Osceola Heritage Park Stadium, where NJCU plays tomorrow. And Palmisano reaches base on that one. So Palmisano walks, and then another wild pitch is able to advance. I had a different count than what the umpire had. Cologne at the plate. So reset the scoreboard here. Runner on second. And nobody out. Cologne will be followed by Pulsini as it's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up here. A year ago, Veach threw just 2 wild pitches. Already threw 1 here, nearly a second. Cologne looks at strike 2. Correction, 3 and 1. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. There goes the runner, and on ball 4, Palmisano swipes third. So Cologne walks, Palmisano steals, and that gives NJCU runners on the corners. Tom Pulsini, top of the order. He was hit by a pitch on the hand his last time up. He bats, as you can tell there, with no gloves. So that makes getting hit by a pitch even that much less comfortable. Never feels good to get hit by a pitch, but man, to get hit on a bare hand. If there's any positive, it's happening in Florida, not in New Jersey when it's 30 degrees outside. Pulsini 1 for 2. Been on base 3 times along with a walk. Actually, let me take that back. 0 for 2 with a run, a walk, and a hit by pitch. Throw back to first to check on Cologne. Game that is now well over 3 hours old, and we are only in the bottom of the 7th. NJCU played a 4-hour, 18-minute game in the season opener against Illinois Wesleyan, and this one is trekking in that direction. And Pulsini lines it into left center field over the head of the leaping shortstop Carlin. Coming home is Palmisano. Around third is Cologne. He's going to have to retreat, but Pulsini at second base with an RBI double. Jesse Kraft, now the batter, the center fielder, will try to add to what is now a 10-5 lead for the Gothic Knights. Kraft, ground ball, shortstop. Looks the runner back. Here comes Cologne. The throw to the plate is in time. Pulsini goes to third. So Kraft grounds into what ends up being a 6-3-2 double play as Cologne tries to score and is out at the plate. And Nick Legato will step in with Pulsini at third. Legato 2 for 3 today, 2 runs scored, an RBI and a strikeout. That's in the dirt, and Pulsini comes home. He slides in. He actually came up short of the plate, had to stump on the plate as he got up. Saw a little grimace on his face. It's 11-0. 11-5. Yikes. That took away 5 runs from Simpson. Sorry, Storm. 11-5 your score on the wild pitch. Gatto swings through that one. 3-1 with 2 outs here in the 7th. Strike 2. Ground ball up the middle. That is career hit number 98 for Nick Legato. And the 11th hit for the Knights to match their 11 runs on the scoreboard, which doesn't exist here. That brings up Juan Pena, the Gothic Knight right fielder. Second team All-NJAC performer in his first season with the team last year. Got it with a big lead, bunt shown by Pena, foul ball. And the pitcher, Veach, the number 4 pitcher used in this game for the Storm, who had only used 5 pitchers in their first 3 games. He steps off. Inside. And the Gothic Knight lead is 6 here in the 7th. They've scored in every inning except the second, and no more than 3 runs in any inning. Pena pops it in the air. Legato forgot how many outs there were for a second as he stopped at second base. It didn't matter with 2 outs, as that is a fly ball caught by the right fielder. And the inning comes to a close as Pena flies out to the new right fielder for the Storm, Brady Holt. 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 left on base here in the bottom of the 7th. NJCU leading now 11-5, 6 outs away from win number 2 on the season. As we go to break, let's take a look at that RBI by Pulsini. NJCU with an 11-5 lead. Back here for the top of the 8th inning, and I'm rejoined by my pregame host, Sean Gibney, who, if you as you went to break, you saw the replay of somebody with these really impressive glasses that have no lenses looking up at our second camera, our field camera. That was Sean. Let him know he's back.
I just had the dugout a little loose.
Are they loose right now?
Oh yeah, we're loose right now, baby. It's a great job. You just go in, you get everyone excited, and then you leave.
Sounds like you have what it takes to be a future supervisor.
Sounds good to me.
Get everyone pumped up and then go home.
Perfect. It's great stuff right there. You know what else is great? Jason on the mound right now. He's really doing well.
Notice if I turned your mic up to a decent level, as that is punched foul.
You know, it's days like this where you need a lot of depth in the bullpen. You know, a lot of guys are sore, we pitched and stuff. So having Jason out there right now really helps us out, and he's going to go deep. So.
Oh, he's killing it right now.
Right. That's
high, ball 3. 11 runs, 11 hits, and 3 errors for the Knights. 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Storm. Believes this is the first ever meeting between these teams based on my records. Popped in the air, center field, Jesse Kraft. Underneath it, comes in, makes the catch. Is that 3-2 count, I think it was? 2-2? 2-2. 2-2. 2-2.
You know, fun fact about Jesse Kraft, he's actually my best friend.
Well, you guys went to high school together, so you know you have some history.
Yeah, real good guy. Real nice guy.
Arnold will step in. What's it like being the best friend of Sean Gibney?
Oh, it's great. I mean, I do everything for anyone. Not by much.
That is ball 1. We're going to miss you when you graduate next year. I don't know what's going to happen to the student section during basketball games. We're going to have some interviews of Sean Gibney passing the torch.
It's going to be a rebuilding year for sure for the Green Army.
Fly ball to right field. And Pena is there for out number 2 as Arnold flies out, brings up the number 3 hitter Schmidt. So we're gonna do some interviews.
Yeah, why not?
Get somebody to replace you. I don't have really any candidates right now.
Me neither.
So this is gonna be like an open casting call.
Oh yeah, tough job. Tough job it is.
Gothic Knight, Green Army, American Idol.
It's gonna have to be.
What does it take? What are the characteristics for a good Green Army leader?
You got to be willing to let your voice just go because it's going to go. You know, it's not going to be there by the end of the game.
That prepares you nicely for baseball, by the way.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't lose my voice until today, so I'm doing well.
I think that's ball 2.
That was a ball, yes.
I forgot what the first pitch was already. I'm so fascinated by what's going to happen with the Green Army section next year. That's high for ball 3. That for sure is a ball. Jason Rivera. I think he actually might be in line to be the winning pitcher.
Yeah.
I got to take a look at this. Either McCabe. Let me see. McCabe went 1 1/3. That is a strike. So Ambrose went the first 3 2/3. McCabe came in, went 1 1/3. So when they left the game in the 5th inning, NJCU scored in the bottom of the 5th, so actually McCabe was still the pitcher of record. So Rivera potentially, if he stays in, could get a save. It would be one that was certainly earned. He's already gone 2 2/3 innings. He's just walked Schmidt. That's just the second batter he's walked. Struck out 4. He is not a lot of hit.
You know, the only thing I'm upset about today is that we're not getting any sunlight.
Which is kind of sad because once we get back to New Jersey, we still will not get any sunlight.
Yeah, it's just going to be freezing, so. Hey, not bad, not bad.
I'll bring up Bright Barth. And that's low for ball 1. I have to say Barth, not Bright Bart. So not to offend anybody out there who's not a fan of that political news outlet, I guess you could say. That's fouled back.
Are you excited to be broadcasting from the stadium tomorrow?
I am excited to be broadcasting from the stadium tomorrow. Number 1, I'll actually be able to see everything, which is sort of helpful.
Always good.
Number 2, we'll have a scoreboard. And number 3, we're going to have some pretty darn good options for camera angles.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time ever, where we get to kind of experiment a little bit.
So the pitchers and I were talking about it, and we said we need a bullpen cam.
Interesting.
Yeah, because, like, we're great. See, like, the hitters do the work, but the heart and soul comes from the pitching staff.
When we're done and we clean up today, I'm going to take a walk into the stadium and kind of scout it out. As that is popped in the air, left field. Colon, he comes in almost standing right behind Nick Legato as he makes the catch, and the inning comes to a close on the 2-1 pitch. Breitbart flies out to left field. Storm, they go in order here in the top of the 8th. The Gothic Knights try to add to an 11-5 lead when we come back. And we're back to live game action here as Matt Corsi steps to the plate. Ira Thor joined by Sean Gibney here in Kissimmee, Florida. We have verified that's how it is said. I went to, everybody's favorite reference, Google.
Yeah, hey.
Google told me the truth.
Google will always have your back.
As that is foul tip there. Google pretty much tells me everything I want to know.
Yeah, it's great. Corsi, another OCC guy. He's going to really step it up this year.
Every time I hear OCC, I almost think of OCD, and I may have it.
Oh no, another OCC guy, Kyle McCabe, definitely has OCD. We were out to eat the other day, and he had his coins like, ooh,
of course, a long
well-hit
fly ball, center field, ranging over and making the catches more.
But anyway, McCabe had his coins like stacked in piles, and Zaccaro, who knows he has OCD, walked over and just hit it.
Oh no, that's so wrong.
McCabe freaked out.
That is so wrong.
Oh yeah.
Well, McCabe will get even today if he gets credited with the win.
Ooh, okay.
So he who laughs gets the W.
That might be his first collegiate win. Well, at least here. I don't know if he had any OCC.
Mike Albunia will step to the dish. Gothic Knights leading by 6.
Get through.
Albunias. Oh, a great snag in the hole. Albunia doesn't run as well as Juan Pena or Nick Legato. And Nathan Carlin with a strong throw on the backhand on the first pitch to Albunia to rob him of a base hit. Albunia hit that on the button.
Yeah, it was a well-hit ball for sure.
So 2 away for Ricky Voss. And inside the Voss, the NJAC Rookie Hitter of the Week. Voss looking for his first hit today and doesn't get it there because once again, the shortstop Carlin doing a great job fielding as NJCU does not score for just the second time today. And they go in order here in the 8th.
Hey, Ira, before I go back to the dugout, I just want to say one thing to the people watching at home. I miss everyone except for Alex Weinstein. I don't really miss him. That's it.
I don't know if I really miss Alex either.
Yeah, he's the worst.
I think he's going to be here tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Should we let him on the air?
Nope.
We just might. Maybe we'll bring you in as a third commentator and see what happens there. We're going to go to a break. 9th inning coming up here in Kissimmee, Florida. Gothic Knights trying to close out their second win of the year. Thanks, Sean.
You got it.
And we're back here In Kissimmee, Florida, the Gothic Knights will play 2 games of their trip here. The first one's turning out pretty well as they lead 11-6 here. Jason Rivera out for the top of the 9th, trying for a long save. And the first pitch is a fly ball to deep left field. Colon on the run makes the catch as Brandon Urias, first pitch he sees, he drives well. But Leo Colon on the run makes the catch. 2 outs away, NJCU is from victory. New second baseman for the Knights as Tom Pulsini comes out of the game. And Ryan Guthrie making a defensive replacement for Pulsini. He is wearing a different number today. He's wearing number 32 at second base. Batting is the shortstop Nathan Carlin, who had 2 tremendous defensive plays back-to-back to end the bottom of the 8th. 2-ball count here against Rivera. And that's lined into the right center field gap, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. Carlin around second, on his way to third, where he will be with a stand-up triple with 1 out here in the 9th. First time we've heard the Simpson fans clapping in a while. So NJCU is really taking control of this game in the latter innings. As the 10th hit for Simpson. Simpson scored 2 times in the first, once each in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th. They have been shut out since. The Knights 2 runs in the 1st and 3rd innings, once in the 4th, and then a 3-run 5th inning. Took the lead for good, added runs in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th. It's 11-5. And we have a pinch hitter here. It is, I'm trying to see the number, looks like number 44. That would be Keegan Perez, junior out of Urbandale, Iowa. And he punches this one to right center. Simpson gets first run in a while. And it's 11-6. And then we'll have a pinch runner at first base, and Alec Hensley. So Carlin scores, and now a pinch runner for Perez, who does his job. And the third baseman, Kreger, will be due up. Reset the scoreboard here. It's 11-6. And now 11 hits. Each team with 11 hits. Pinch runner at first, Alec Hensley. And first pitch swung on, a foul tip out of the glove of Palmisano. Hensley is sophomore at Ottumwa, Iowa. At the strike as well, 0-2. Has the first run given up this year by Rivera. In line for what likely will be a 4-inning save. In the dirt. Blocked by Palmisano. That's high. Palmisano fires down to first, and the runner is able to get back in safely. Should this result hold up, McCabe, who was 0-1 last year in 14 relief appearances, will win for the first time as a Gothic Knight. popped up, middle of the infield. Voss comes in. Jason Rivera points to where it is. Voss makes the catch for out number 2. So a high pop-up. Krieger is out number 2, and it'll be up to the center fielder, Tyrese Moore. Try to keep this game going with NJCU on top of Simpson by 5 runs here in the top of the 9th. Jason Rivera, by the way, he made 11 appearances last year. This is the second of the season this year. He started twice a year ago. This holds up. He will get his first collegiate save. Palmisano again fires down. And Hensley dives in safely. Rivera from the stretch. Sophomore from Clifton just misses. 2-0. That is fouled off to our right onto the adjacent field. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's currently 72 and cloudy. Tomorrow it's a forecasted high of 79 and cloudy. And we'll be at the same complex tomorrow, just a larger stadium. Pop-up, middle of the infield. Nick Legato makes the catch, and the ball game is over as Moore pops out. And NJCU, they allow a run and 2 hits here in the 9th. They are able to knock off Simpson. Big middle innings as they score 3 in the 5th, a run in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. In what was a 5-5 game, becomes an 11-6 win as the Gothic Knights improve to 2-3 on the season on their 2019 spring trip, making a winner out of Kyle McCabe. And Jason Rivera notches his first career save, a 4-inning save, as NJCU hands Simpson its first loss of their season. They are 3-1, NJCU 2-3, as the NJAC tops the American Rivers Conference here today in Kissimmee, Florida. NJCU's final game of the trip will be tomorrow, 9:30 start against Gordon. We take a look at your leaders today. McCabe went 1 1/3 inning to get the win. He struck out 3 of the 8 batters he faced, allowed an unearned run, 1 walk, 2 hits. And then Jason Rivera was just awesome. 4 innings, struck out 4, faced 16 batters, walked just 2. Only run he allowed came here in the 9th, and the only hits as well, as he gets the 4-inning save, all in relief of Ian Ambrose, who started the game. Went 3 2/3 innings. He allowed 3 earned runs, struck out 3, walked 2 in his debut. Offensively for NJCU, which scored in every inning except the 2nd and the 8th. Big day for a number of players. Nick Legato now 2 hits away from 100 for his career. He was 3 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI. Juan Pena was 2 for 4 with 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and a walk, along with a couple steals. Jesse Kraft, a great day as well, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, an RBI, and a walk, as the 3, 4, and 5 hitters all producing for NJCU. Tom Pulsini in the leadoff spot, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. He was 1 for 3. Mike Albunia had an RBI. He was 1 for 3 with 2 walks. And let's not forget Matt Corsi, who came to the plate 5 times, walked 4 times, and also scored a run, as NJCU, with a big day here, got the bats going. That's something they've struggled with this season, but not so today. And hopefully that will be enough to spark NJCU as they head into the final game of this trip, and then head north for 35+ more games. Probably, we'll see if the weather holds up, as NJCU's 2019 season well underway here. They won a school record 21 games last year. Pick up win number 2 here today in Kissimmee, Florida. There you see the final line. 11 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors for the Knights, 6 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors for the Storm out of Simpson in Iowa. NJCU victorious today here in the Sunshine State. On behalf of NJCU Athletics. We thank all of you around the country, several hundred watching this game on a Tuesday morning as we brought you Gothic Night Baseball here on Gothic Vision live from Central Florida. For Sean Gibney, who joined me for the bookend innings, the 1st and the 9th, and everyone at NJCU Athletics, I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for watching this broadcast of Gothic Night Baseball on Gothic Vision. Final game of the trip tomorrow morning. NJCU and Gordon will be from the big stadium. Talk to you about 9:15 tomorrow. Till then, be well, everybody. Enjoy your Tuesday.